Happy New Year, Virgos. So if you're a Virgo, born August 23rd to September 22nd, what can you expect for the month of January 2016? Let's tune in and find out. So Virgos, I see you entering this month really with a lot of hopefulness. Your heart's wide open and you're seeing a whole new future for yourself and really wanting to create and generate what it is you want to have happen. Now I see some of you a little impatient, a little impatient with life, like what's the next thing? What am I going to be doing? When's it going to happen? And a little bit like almost like an expectant father pacing back and forth, right? So what you want to do is you want to realize that nothing fast is happening this month. And I'm sorry, but nothing fast is happening. The main reason for that is that we have Mercury is retrograde January 5th to January 25th. And things just take a little longer to congeal. It's just the way it is. All the dynamics sort of slow down. We start to kind of get hit and misses, where the right hand's not talking to the left hand. If you're in business, this person can't get a hold of that person, or that person has gone on a ski trip, or this person's on vacation, or that person is in a meeting, and it's just this just slow boat to China. So for Virgos, you can get really impatient because you want the details done. You want this handled and you want it done yesterday. So the best thing that you can do is just make yourself a list. I know you guys are organized. And as you make yourself a list and just check them off and just have some patience throughout this month. And if you have patience, then you're going to be okay. And if you don't expect the world to bend to your every need, you're going to be fine, right? So let's look, first of all, at your relationships, Virgo. For those of you in a romantic relationship, what can you expect for the month of January? So a lot of you Virgos who are in committed relationships have been worried about your partner, worried about their health, or worried about their career or their job. And it's been going on a while. Like my side hurts, you've been in this race. And for some of you, it hasn't turned out well. Some of you have, unfortunately have gotten difficult news about your partner or about financial health, and you're just kind of coming out of that. So the good news is it feels less that it has to do with you, and it feels more like it had to do with your partners or your family or your relationships. So maybe some of you have had loved ones who've passed, or loved ones who've had financial burdens, or loved ones who's been sick. But it's kind of like this, your side hurts from kind of running to keep up or running to to take care. And now the good news is that all things are coming together and you can finally relax. The good news has arrived, and now you're going to start to see an increase in your value, an increase in your wealth, your health, your happiness, especially the whole 2016. And I really feel like, I'd have to double check this, but it feels like Jupiter is a big influence in your sign this year. And that could be a lot of the reason why you're having good luck and positive things happening for you and those people that you love. So for those of you that are in, let's go back to the relationships, romantic relationships, I do feel like the health of your partner is going to get better. I feel like whether you were worried about their career or whether you're worried about their health, I feel like that relationship is going to get better, and they're going to get better at helping themselves. And that relationship, it feels really close and really feels like it's getting healthier as we speak. So I like that. For those of you that are single and interested in getting into a relationship, and some of you aren't, and that's fine too, because I'm seeing this. So for those of you that aren't, that's great. Don't have to worry about it. And those of you that do want to get into a relationship, let's see. This month is really about completion. It feels like it's about completion for Virgos. It feels like about letting go of the past. It feels like starting over. It feels like, connecting with the past in order to be complete with it. Like, I knew you when. And so it feels like you may be connecting with people from your past, just as you're about to start a new future. So some of your friends from the past that you haven't seen in a while may come back in, and some of you may be moving on, literally move. Some of you may be just changing your lifestyle so that now maybe you're in a different kind of spiritual connection. You were in a religion and now you're moving more in a spiritual direction, or you've taken up a different type of, it's just coming back to spiritual. So it feels like you may be connecting with different paradigms or points of view, and maybe you were connected to one way of spiritual understanding or learning, and you maybe go back and visit those folks and are now finding yourself pulled in another spiritual direction. Also, some of you may be taking up a new educational way of doing things. So in other words, you might all of a sudden be tapping into more of spiritual learning, anything from astrology to feng shui to, just more interested, deeper learning of the cosmos, right? So palm reading, like all these different ways in which you can gather universal information. So I have this thirst or desire to know more about a spiritual connection. And for some of you, it will be deeper into religion. You'll become more religious. You'll become more connected to the angels and saints and do more biblical study. So it's whatever kind of works for you, for your personal growth and development. I see you having a deeper, more personal connection with God that's being awakened in this month of January. So that's really a good thing, a really, really pleasant connection. But as far as, I started this conversation about your romantic relationships. So clearly I'm not seeing it so much as a romantic connection, but I'm seeing you reconnect with old people and old friends, but not so much in a romantic way, but more in a completion of, hey, how are you? I missed you. I love you. Now we're both going in different directions again, right? It's more like that. But if there were romantic connections, it feels fleeting, and it feels more like next month would be more of an opportunity for that to really take root and to really hold on. Okay, let's look at your career and money for Virgos. Some of you may be getting a nice payout towards the end of the month, towards the end of January. It could be anything from a bonus that you've cashed in to IRAs that you're cashing in. It could be a cash award that you've been given over a lawsuit or a disagreement with somebody. It could even be monies owed to you, but it feels like there's money coming in at the end of the month based on an imbalance. So it could even be a refund that somebody owes you money from something that was mistakenly taken from you and has to be returned to you. As far as your career goes, it feels like it's more up to you what you want to have happen. It feels like there's an opportunity to revamp and recreate something to make it better. This could be anything from a manuscript that you're working on to a portfolio, to a proposal, to a new business idea, to revamping your company or recreating an alliance or a partnership that you already have that you want to change the structure or the dynamics of that. Even changing the projections in 2016 of what you see or the direction you want to take your company. So there's a lot of different ways in which you can redo or recreate around your career and money that are going to pay off. So take the time to do that because it's really going to be helpful to you. Now let's look at your health, Virgos. I feel like your health is good. I feel like you have a good handle on your health. I feel like, I feel like you've got plenty of energy. I feel like there's a lot of good things for you that are happening. Some of you could, if anything, it feels like could potentially develop polyps on the throat or ulcers in the stomach. It feels like things bursting from the inside out, right? And it feels more like it's suppressed emotion. So things that either eat at you or things that you haven't been able to say, right? So the things you haven't been able to say could cause a raspy voice or polyps or something like that. This doesn't feel like cancer or anything like that. This feels like it's just an irritation or in the stomach, a lining in the stomach, irritation. A lot of this can be turned in at yourself, anger towards yourself, right? But you just want to know that about yourself so there's an opportunity to heal and to complete and take care of yourself, especially these first 3 weeks of January, to get to the right doctor or to get to the right antidote so that you can get healthy and clear and feel better about yourself. And for some of you, I'm feeling it in the sinuses, like a lot of sinus pressure, which has to do with anger. So it's a lot of internal conversation or dialogue with yourself. Okay, let's look at anything unexpected for Virgos this month. There may be a thing that you thought you wanted that you changed directions now. So there may be something that you were planning. This is where I was going to go. This is what I was going to do. But now this has happened. I've changed my mind. I don't want that anymore. I want this. So it could be a career move that you decided against and now you're going in a different direction. It could be a lifestyle change that you've gone against and now you're changing and moving direction. But it feels like it doesn't feel like a small change. It feels like a big change. So like if your focus was over here, now you're shifting it over here. So it is big and it's palatable, but you're in control. So it's not like anybody pulling the rug out from underneath you and saying, oh, you can't have that or you can't do that. It's nothing like that. It's something personal within you where you go, you know what? I really don't want that. I really want this. And it's like this epiphany that happens for you. And there's a lot of excitement about it, a lot of enthusiasm for it. And so it's a great opportunity for you to gather more information. But remember, we don't want to implement anything because we're only seeing sort of half of the story. When Mercury goes direct on January 25th, we'll get the rest of the story in those ensuing weeks. And then we can be, fully armed to make good decisions and really have a lot of clarity to back it up and all the solutions that we have that we'll be in need of, okay? So really a great opportunity. I just see you guys, you're expecting, right? That's all I can say is like going back to the beginning where you're an expectant father, you're pacing back and forth, you're giving birth to this new life, this new career, this new vision of yourself. And this vision is going to be tweaked here in the month of January, and then you'll actually give birth to it. It feels like closer more towards the end of February. But you know what? I know it feels like a long time right now, but it's going to take that long for you to really tweak it just perfectly so that it is really exactly the way that you want it. So allow it to be however long it takes because it's going to be worth the wait, guys. All right, Virgos, so happy for you and all the changes that are happening in your life. I wish you a happy new year and a prosperous and abundance 2016. And if you like my intuitive astrology, please click like and share it with your friends. And I look forward to connecting with you again in the new year. And again, have a blessed and happy 2016.